I hate all senators. Welcome into the DNVR Avalanche pregame show live from the Toyota Lounge and powered by your Front Range Toyota dealers. We've got Bailey and Rudo coming to you as the Avs are taking on the Ottawa Senators. This time in Ottawa. Are we ready for the fights? Are we expecting fights tonight, Bailey?
Oh God, if we can get another one, another Sammy G fight, like I feel like, you know, it's an easy gamble to sit there and say Mance could go out and fight anybody, but if we could get another Sammy, if we could, you know, make that happen, I'll be happy.
We'll get into some of what we might be expecting to fight in a minute, but let's make sure we hit the injury report first. That's the Common Spirit injury report. Common Spirit, the official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos. It is trending in the right direction for the Avs injury report. Ross Colton was a full participant in practice, is still out today, but the Avs are hopeful he could play on this trip. And both Landeskog and Taves are skating, not really at practice. They're skating by themselves at practice. But skating is a good step, especially for someone like Landy, to see him back out on the ice.
I think the timetable is we'll get Colton back before Taves and Taves back before Landy, and Landy hopefully before the Olympic break. So, which I mean, that's good news. That's like if this is the time that they're taking to get fully 100%, and you know, I'm not worried about missing these games as opposed to maybe missing games closer to April and end of March and situations like that. So if they're taking time now, that's as long as it's trending in the right direction, you can't ask for anything more there.
Yep. And that's what it is. For the first time in a while for the Avs, it seems like those injuries are on the up and up. LOC still the mystery box, unfortunately, but
does he even exist?
I don't know.
At this point.
Dude, I don't know. When's the last time anyone's seen LOC's face?
I couldn't tell you, to be quite honest. I don't even know if he's real at this point anymore.
Me neither. Experience the difference compassion makes. Find a Common Spirit location near you and discover a new standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Again, Common Spirit, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos. As we get into today's game, Keaton Middleton called up. I'm sure we've all seen the 80s night photo shoot. Is that what we're calling it?
I think is that what we're calling it? I know it's media day.
Yeah.
But that's basically it. It's a fun one. Yeah.
Mustache time. I don't know. Whatever you want.
Not that Middleton needs any help in that department.
Is it any surprise, given the last game between those two teams, that this is the game that Keaton Middleton is called up for?
I didn't even think about that. That's, you know, if you're going to get any sort of extra punch in a game like tonight's, like Keaton Middleton seems like the no-brainer type call-up. He's a guy who's not afraid to throw the body. Stay-at-home defenseman, which with some of the scoring prowess that the Senators possess, like that's something that you could absolutely use in a situation like this. He's a reliable defenseman. I mean, makes mistakes every so often, but if you're looking for somebody who's going to play reliable defense at the blue line, not afraid to throw a body, can play well along the boards, Middleton seems like the right call here.
I mean, I think the most reliable thing about him is he has the biggest fists on the team, to be honest.
I want to see him and Manson fight just for fun.
There's not a lot of guys I'd bet on against Manson. Middleton might be one of the few. We'll see. I'm curious. This is Ottawa on home ice. They got embarrassed on the Avs ice in their last game, regardless of all the fighting and the physicality side of it. Do we expect Ottawa to be the team getting out, jumping on the Avs here, or can Colorado corral that a little bit?
I wonder about it a little bit because you're looking at a Colorado team heading into this. You finally get back into the win column. You get that reset game that you really need. But it's also one of those weird games because it's the first game of a back-to-back. And so you're maybe looking at an Avs team that's going to be kind of preserving their legs just a little bit. And an Ottawa team that by all means has been playing it, like, not their best stretch of hockey, but you're talking about teams that create blowouts. I mean, they did a heck of a job against the Vegas Golden Knights the other night. So this is a team that's got a lot of momentum heading into this one. And again, bringing the Avs back around, maybe saving some legs here. So I'm not expecting a whole lot of firepower and jumpstart heading into this one from the Avs, but you expect some of that momentum from the Toronto game to hopefully carry in.
Yeah, I would hope so. It obviously every game has its own feel to it, but when you look at a team like Ottawa and where they're at, it feels like they're right on the line of, is this when they have to get desperate to really make a push to get themselves into the playoff picture, or are they realistic about where they are, and is it time for this team to maybe start looking to sell? I think it's probably the latter of those two, but surely the locker room wants to believe that they could still get themselves back into the playoffs in the East.
Yeah, and they're in an interesting spot too, where like, yes, you want to make some sort of push for an Eastern Conference playoff run, but you're also in a spot where you're 10 points out of that spot. So obviously there's still a lot of runway to the end of the season. So ideally nobody's out of it, but looking at it from a realistic standpoint, that means Montreal and Boston have to fall off the face of the planet in order for that run to happen. And I don't necessarily see that happening. So you got to think that this is a situation that they'll sell in, but just because teams are selling does not mean that you're going to get a bad hockey team.
They're not a bad team by any stretch.
No, not at all. And I mean, again, just look at what they did to Vegas, who, talk about a team that's in the middle of a run. Like there's no playoff doubt there for a team like them.
Right, yeah.
So, and they're able to do that to Vegas. So this isn't a team that the Avs can sit and be complacent with. This is you got to look out here. You got to be able to shut down some of the offensive power that they have. Be able to crack goaltending early. Yep.
They really need to. We'll get to the goaltending conversation a little bit as Blackwood in at net for the Avalanche, and we can look at the team cards where we pull up. There's actually a number of things I want to talk about with Ottawa's card, to be honest with you. The Avs one is what it always is. Ottawa, like you mentioned, no stranger to scoring goals. This team absolutely can put the puck in the back of the net, but they have some of the worst goaltending in the NHL. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. That and their penalty kill have absolutely slaughtered this Ottawa team. They're not able to keep the puck out of their net. Even when they're playing quality defense, it just still seems to find ways to go into their net. And it's cost them dearly in that front. I don't have a great solution for Ottawa. I do have for the Avs. This game should not be complicated. Throw pucks at the net. Net pucks are going to go in. Ottawa is employing James Reimer. That is the starting goaltender for the Ottawa Senators tonight versus Mackenzie Blackwood. There should be no doubt who the better goaltender is in this game.
No, not at all. And that's where it's going to come down to for me is you've got a select few guys on your team that can create shot volume.
Yep.
That's not an issue, especially for guys like Brent Burns, who you've seen Nathan McKinnon employ that tactic any given night. But right now, tonight, you're going to need quality shots. You're not just... It's not just about creating that volume. Yes, you want to because you maybe expect some of those fluky shots to head in past a guy like Reimer. But at the end of the day, too, you can't make Reimer look like a great goaltender. And they have a big habit of doing that against
a few
goaltenders.
Too many times this year.
Yeah, so that's going to be the big thing here is taking advantage of some of the... I mean, we just had a pod talking about, fantastic shooters on this team. Take advantage of some of that. Yep. Be able to find those quality shots, and you'll have no issue.
it's just this team is too talented in those categories to not be able to, like you said, provide the quality. Quantity's not a bad thing. No one's going to be upset if the Avs put 50 shots up in a game, but if 49 of those shots are low danger, what are you really
You're not doing
earning?
what you need to do here. Yeah.
Exactly.
So this isn't a team that the Avs should be losing the high danger battle against.
It is not.
Either. Like we've mentioned, this is a team that knows how to score. Absolutely. So, I mean, you need Blackwood to be on his A game. And if history's anything to go by, he's got the minutes to, he doesn't have any excuse to have a bad game. Like, this isn't the first few minutes that he's had in a while. Like, he's had a couple games given to him, and he's in a groove. So, if he can sit and stay on his A game, he's taking care of business. You have no excuse to not go and do the same thing over on the other end of the ice.
It's at this point in the season, there really is no excuse for anything for Colorado, right? That's the big words. Regardless of injuries, regardless of who's playing well, who's not. It's a portion of the season where, okay, you just had your bad stretch of 500 hockey. How do you respond to that? Can you finish up these last 5 games leading into the I want to call it the All-Star break, the Olympic break, and say, hey, we're still the best team in the league and we're the team to beat? However you can get that done, you will take it, but you would like to do it in effective fashion, I think is fair to say. I see chat talking about it. We will talk more about this on Friday, I'm sure, on our off-day pod. But Sam Malinski, extended. Can he be a guy who, with a little security, can step up even more for the Avs?
Absolutely. No, and I don't want to get too much into it because I do plan on talking about it extensively, but I've really been thrilled with what I've seen from a guy like Sam Malinski this season. Has taken huge strides. I mean, he was a staple for the Eagles. He was an incredible piece for them. And I know the conversation recently has been, Avs development maybe not doing what they need to do, whatever. But this is not the case for a guy like Sam Malinski. Has really thrived in the Avs system, in the call-ups that he had leading into, finding a place on this roster. Bednar seemed really impressed with him. You see little bits of Cale Makar in him, and any guy who's going to play like a Cale Makar is going to thrive on a team like this.
Yeah, kind of built for those types.
Right. So as long as he continues that stride, he continues that trend upward. Obviously having a career season this year, playing out of his mind hockey. And you can't really ask for anything more. So as long as Malinski's continuing to play the way that he is, next to the veteran presence that he has on the blue line, sky's the limit. And it happens in games like this.
Yeah, hopefully so. You want to see the Avs do what they do best, and a big portion of that is their defense getting involved offensively. And Malinski is arguably the number 2 guy in doing that for the Avs this year. Even with Taves in the lineup, his offense hasn't been necessarily where you wanted it to be. So a guy like Malinski has stepped up into that role a little bit. So hopefully we see some of that tonight. The other side, and this is not anything to do with Malinski necessarily, but Ottawa has one of the worst penalty kills in the league.
So horrible power play game for the Avs coming up.
Please no. Surely, eventually, it has to be good.
Yeah, and I know we talk a lot with these types of games about on paper, like if there's a team to do it against, like this is going to be the team to do it.
How many times has that not happened?
Right. So that's the beauty of the, double-edged sword here. But I'm going to throw that back out again. It absolutely should be a game where you see the power play capitalized, not just once, too. This cannot be a game. I mean, we talk about high expectations for this team, and this is the kind of game where if you see a great power play for the first run through and then it falls off a cliff, we're not going to be happy with that. They could go and win this game, and I'd still find a way to complain about that because that is not the expectation here against this team specifically.
When you have a power play that has struggled the way the Avs has, yes, you want to see it consistently perform every night, but you need those big nights out of it too. We are 2 months removed from that Devils game where they scored 4 power play goals. You're due for another big night on the thing. And you need, honestly, a couple of those, frankly, to start course correcting your power play percentage across the course of the season, especially when you start looking at things like net percent and all of the shorthanded goals that you've given up. Eventually, it will break through just out of inevitability, right? The NHL hockey players that are employed by the Avalanche are too good for that power play to not just randomly pop off at times, even if you do have major problems with it. I just wonder what the tripwire is going to be that finally sets it off.
I wish I knew. The only thing I will say is if we're talking about, trying to recreate the last game against Ottawa, power play converted twice.
It did.
So
one of them was pretty meaningless, but yeah.
But still, like it's a situation where you can look back at this and be like, you have success against this penalty kill.
It's true.
You know how to go and do it. Go and do it. There's no excuses for when you're talking about the shooters on this team. Like we've mentioned, the Brock Nelsons, the Martin Netcheses, the Nathan McKinnons of the units to go out and do the thing. You can create dangerous opportunities around a team that maybe doesn't want to check you as hard on the power play.
Yep.
So go and take advantage of that. You know how to do it. You did it.
I feel like that's the entire story of the Avs power plays. You know how to do it, but you actually have to go do it.
You can't, again, it cannot be you put everything into your first power play.
Yeah.
And then you get 3 more given to you and they look like crap.
Yeah, right.
That cannot be this kind of game tonight.
Definitely not good enough on that front. Motivation for the Avs here. Like I said, I think you can see it setting into a lot of teams. Hey, that Olympic break is almost here. Mm-hmm. Your mind might be on Italy, or if you're not going, your mind might be on Cabo. The Avs have an opportunity to be the first team to 80 points tonight by 9 points. I think Tampa's at 70 or 71.
Yeah.
They can keep that stranglehold on the league rather. Is motivation an issue right now?
I think, yeah. I mean, for me, I look more at the players actually going,
sure,
I think, than the players kind of sticking behind and say, like, there's maybe more motivation for a guy like Nathan McKinnon, for a guy like Brock Nelson, who are very excited to go and wear their, countryman jerseys to go and represent their countries in Italy. And yes, there's a rest factor to it, but the amount that I've talked to these guys and heard them kind of talking about the Olympics, they are so excited for this. At the same time, though, like there is no excuse. Like that is the mindset that they're going into this stretch with as well. Like I think if you do well on the homestand, maybe it's a different story,
sure,
right? Like you just had a stretch of what is to their standard really bad hockey.
Yep.
And so you've got another stretch before the break hits to go and prove that, they're not a slouch team. And it starts with these guys going to the Olympics. And so I think there's a little bit of there's no rest until there's rest. And for them, like, there is no rest.
That's just a fact.
They need to go into this with, we're firing on all cylinders. There's no slouching here. Like whether you're going to the Olympics or not, there's a job to be done here. And I think that's the mindset everybody in the locker room is looking at this with. There's no like, okay, we're getting a couple days break, let's finish this out. There's a job that needs to be done. And we're not done with that job until we're lifting the cup. And it's like, just because you've got an Olympic break for some people here, some people going over to Italy, like these points still matter as much as the ones that you're going to get in April.
Sure. I think you're bang on with it, starting with those guys that are going to Italy because they're your best players. Nathan McKinnon, just 3 goals in his last 10 games. Now, I know for mere mortals, that's a 25-goal pace. But for Nathan McKinnon,
he's no mere mortal.
Right, the expectation is more than that, right?
Absolutely.
He's a guy you want to see step up here.
Absolutely. No, I can't imagine that McKinnon is very happy with the stretch either, too. Like, there's, yes, something to be said about being, proud of other guys on your line performing well. Like, you very happy to get in on a Victor Olofsson goal and whatnot. But for a guy like Nathan MacKinnon, you're looking at a team like this, you're playing against a goaltender like this. Nathan MacKinnon's going to be one of the top guys that I'm looking at to perform in a game like this. Not just hammering pucks on net, but being able to find those holes and be the player that we know Nathan MacKinnon knows how to be. If Toronto was a reset for the entire team, I imagine a game like this is a reset for a guy like Nathan MacKinnon getting back in the groove.
Sure.
Because he is going to be one of your best players going to Italy as well. And that's going to be a little underwhelming, I think, for a lot of people looking at this Olympic run and maybe not seeing a Nathan MacKinnon pop off as much as you're used to seeing.
You can look at some of the pieces around him, too. Marty Necas, only 3 goals in the last 10 games. Mm-hmm. You'd like to see him put the puck in the back of the net more effectively as well. Obviously, Brock Nelson's been amazing, but where's the goal scoring from the rest of your second line? Mm-hmm. Can Val Nichushkin finish a little bit better? Can Arturi Lehkonen find a little bit more consistency with his finishing ability, although he's been scoring some? And then you look up and down the lineup. Who's going to be the other guy who's in your top 6, whether it's Olofsson again, whether Gavin Brindley gets that opportunity, whatever it might be. Is there faith that the Avs will sort this out and get more than just Brock Nelson scoring consistently again? Or is this a concern?
It's 100% a concern. Like, this team is not the Colorado Avalanche without getting that top line production.
It's true.
I love what Brock Nelson has done for this team recently. I love getting goals like he did again out of a Jack Drury. I love when, guys like Parker Kelly and eventually when a Brindley gets going again, you get that, third and fourth line production. But this team thrives, or at least they're supposed to thrive, when Nathan MacKinnon and the rest of the top line is doing what they're supposed to do, which is scoring goals. I've had this conversation with so many people over the years and saying, like, Colorado up until the last few years where they've expanded their depth have relied heavily on that top line to do a lot of the heavy lifting for this team. You look at the top guys like Nathan MacKinnon, an Arturi Lehkonen, whoever's been paired with MacKinnon in the last few years, Cale Makar, that you're looking for those top guys to produce for you. You're looking at those top guys to kind of carry and lift some of the weight. And while they've been successful with having a Brock Nelson and a Jack Drury lift that, it hasn't looked the same.
Yeah. You want, again, consistency is the ultimate goal. If you become a consistent team, you're going to go far. And we've seen a little bit too much inconsistency from the Avs top players as of late. And it's no secret that they're 500 during that stretch. Is some of that because they're missing some of those consistency guys in their lineup like Landeskog? Absolutely. That's absolutely part of it. But the guys who are still in the lineup are the guys that have to find that consistency for themselves.
You saw, I guess there's a conversation to be had about just how much of Nathan MacKinnon you're missing in the last 3 years with a Landeskog out, but he lifted the weight just fine with his captain being out too.
Multiple 100-point season.
Right. So that's, I guess, the biggest part of why this is such a concern for me too, is you see no problem of him going through these stretches when those consistency guys are out. He's able to lift that weight just fine, carry his share of the burden that is, propelling this team. Why is that all of a sudden gone quiet as soon as Landeskog kind of gets out of the lineup? Or why are we only seeing that in little stretches? Or where has that been? What's the, catalyst here? There's a lot of questions to be asked for it. And you only hope, again, looking at this game, maybe like the reset it potentially could be, you hope to see big nights from your guys on your top line. There's like that against a team like this, especially, like, and take the whole, like, first game of a back-to-back weirdness out of it. Like, this is the game. This is your get right.
I think I'd almost like to see the opposite of what we were talking about earlier. Go out there and light this team on fire. Worry about tomorrow. If you win the first part of a Sega Baba, I guess if you win the first part of a back-to-back, I should say, the Sega Baba is a free roll. If you get the first 2 points, the second 2 points are bonus. I don't worry about tomorrow until you get job done today. Now, if you're up 8-2 again, sure, coast around for the third period and save your legs. But don't look too far ahead right now if you're Colorado. That's where I'm at with them. And Ottawa is a team that you expect to give you a game offensively. You expect this team to fire pucks at the net. You expect this team to push you defensively. We've seen the Avs defense, call it sloppy, call it discombobulated, whatever you want to call it. Is there an opportunity there for the Avs to improve or reset or whatever you want to call it too?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest key for me here, if you're looking, ways to thrive during this game, is just stay disciplined as well. Like, that's going to be the huge thing, especially with knowing how chippy the last one got. And they took advantage of lot of that momentum that they got out of some of that chippiness. Staying, obviously get an almost double Gordie Howe out of a Josh Manson. So maybe not getting too close to that too.
Probably not.
He was a fight away, but whatever. If that's, the kind of game they want to go for, you're not going to get any complaint out of me. But I'm just a junkie for that stuff. But staying disciplined here is going to be huge. Not falling into some of those traps that guys like Brady Tkachuk kind of like to set for these guys.
They're going to be needling.
Yeah. So, and especially the way that they lost against the Avs last time. Like, you're looking for some of your guys on your team to have a bounce back. The entire Ottawa Senators team is looking to have a bounce back tonight. So, we already talked about it a little bit, but making sure they don't get embarrassed on home ice. The way to combat that, stay out of the box. Make sure your top guys are performing and make sure your depth is doing what they need to do. Blackwood's got to be on top of it too. That's going to be huge, making sure, you need
the full team
ultimately,
effort.
the full 60, the full, the entire roster has to put in work here tonight.
Well, now I'm going to ask you to pick a player from that entire roster, Bailey. Let's bust out the crystal ball. Give me a name. Give me a score. What's going to happen in this game?
I'm going to go for a big one again here tonight. Give me 6-1.
Woo-wee.
No, I'm going to change that a little bit. Give me 6-2.
Okay. Being reasonable about it.
Little reason. And I'm going to go with my... maybe it's a safe answer, but I'm really hoping he has a big night tonight. Nathan MacKinnon.
Yeah,
give me that Nathan MacKinnon goal.
Let's see it. I want to see it.
Give me two Nathan MacKinnon goals. If he can get on the board twice tonight, I'll be thrilled.
Get to 40.
That would be awesome. If he can do that tonight, please.
I like JMV's pick for the score here. I'm also going 5-3.
Okay.
I'm taking... I could take so many people for this, I feel like. It just feels like Nichushkin's due, though. Mm-hmm. Get on the board, Val. It's time. It's time for you to put one in the back of the net. Avs can get lots of goals tonight. It's fine. 5 is a lot. 6 is a lot. Put a bunch of pucks in the back of the net, whoever it might be. We can also check in with my pregame picks presented by Bet365, where things are never ordinary. Did take the Avs to cover one way or another, whether that's 6-2 or 5-3. Either of those would get it done. I want to see the power play get on the board. Feel like Natchez has got to be the man to do it on that front. So I took Marty Natchez there.
Scored on the power play last time. Do it again tonight. This is going to be, if this can be a mirror game. I'd love that.
I'm down. Absolutely in for that. And then I took Nathan MacKinnon first goal because it's got to be the dog.
Great minds think alike.
Yep. Your best players got to be your best players. I know it's overused, oversaid, but it's done that because it's true.
Again, we haven't seen that very often from the team lately.
Yeah.
A lot of it, again, has been Brock Nelson carrying a lot of that. Again, you're getting things out of a Jack Drury and a Parker Kelly and, a lot of those guys making that push. But you have not seen a game in the last couple where your top line has absolutely gone out and murdered a team. So
just go do that.
Yeah,
it's that easy, right?
This is the game to do that again. So I do really like your pick of Nichushkin, though. It like you talk about a guy being overdue, and if Ross Colton's not going to be in the lineup, that might have been my pick. Yeah, but Nichushkin, it feels like we haven't had a great game from him.
It's been a while. Yeah,
his hat trick night. So.
Get in there, Val. Go get the job done. And at the end of the day, you'll take it however you can. Do your gambling with Bet365. When you do, of course, you must be 21 or older, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. That's going to do it for the pregame show. We'll have the postgame with Bailey and I breaking it all down for you, whatever happens. And come join Mike and I for the watch along as we hopefully are in for another exciting one. We appreciate y'all. This has been the DNVR Avalanche pregame show.
We all silly like the mayor.